The Volkswagen Group, they essentially lied to us. They thought, well, let's make it look not so bad because then it'll be easier for people to handle. But actually, the crisis has been revealed recently. It's not 2 factories that are going to shut down. It has to be 3, and it could even be more than that. Factory utilization is at literal crisis levels. I mean, less than 60%. This is a point that is completely unsustainable. You cannot run a business with all your factories running at less than 60% capacity utilization. Volkswagen Group CEO has explained why the company is bleeding. As in, he says every factory is bleeding, and the reason they have to shut down factories is this. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. A few years ago, I made a video saying that Volkswagen Group, the group was in trouble because they have way too much debt. They are spending money like crazy. I mean, look at this, guys. They just spent what? More than $5 billion on a joint venture with Rivian. Rivian themselves are in trouble. They are. The company has more than $190 billion in debt. They bought a software company in China for about $2.5 billion. They have joint ventures now with XPeng, with SAIC, with numerous other companies in China. And their software company in Germany was a complete failure. Their sales are going down. Their profits have collapsed. Porsche profits have fallen by 42%. Volkswagen Group profits have fallen by similar amounts this year. And the CFO said the company was on fire. But today, or I should say yesterday by the time you see this video, the CFO said the group needs to take decisive action. He actually explained that if they are running all factories, then they are making a loss. Here's the thing. He said, we need to fully utilize plant capacity. In a shrinking market, is the market really shrinking? No. The Volkswagen Group's market is shrinking though. In a shrinking market, this inevitably leads to discussions about closing plants in Germany. The alternative is massively detrimental, he said. Each underutilized factory gradually bleeds out, becoming inefficient and continuously losing competitiveness. Without improving their efficiency and performance, we cannot maintain current employment levels. What this means is, if you read between the lines, he's saying we have no choice but to close factories down because each factory is underutilized. Every factory is building less cars than it should be, and that means that every factory is incredibly inefficient. The German automotive powerhouse is facing the problem that unions are saying, no, you can't close these factories down. The Volkswagen Group saying, yeah, but we have to because all of them are underutilized. So if all these factories are producing, say, 60 to 70% of the cars that they should be at maximum operating capacity, then all of them are essentially making a loss. They're all inefficient. Volkswagen is pushing for unprecedented factory closures and wage cuts, which honestly are just completely off the table. Workers and unions are saying, hell no. Where labor costs and energy costs continue. In fact, here's the other problem. The most of the Volkswagen Group's factories are in Germany. Not all of them, but most of them are. They just closed one down in Belgium. They just sold a factory in China, but most of them are located in Germany. But labor costs and energy costs are the highest of any European country in Germany. So what is going on now is strikes are continuing as capacity utilization across Volkswagen's German factory network has fallen over the past 2 decades to less than 60%, say Bernstein analysts. That note was in November. Estimated unused capacity is as much as 800,000 vehicles. Imagine having a factory, right? You've got all this space, you've got all these employees. The employee count doesn't change when your efficiency goes down. So if your efficiency is less than 60% and the employee numbers stay the same, then your costs are the same or higher based on those salaries continuing to go up, and your production has fallen by 30 to 40%. This situation is impossible. There's no way the Volkswagen Group can continue. The CFO said that Volkswagen has no plans to change its dividend policy and is sticking with a payout ratio of at least 30%. What that means is basically the hierarchy at the Volkswagen Group and Porsche, they are making €1 million every week on average over the last 10 years. €1 million every single week. So the unions are saying, rather than us have these pay cuts, 10% pay cuts, you guys should take the pay cut, not us. You should. You've made more than $500 million on dividends. So why are we taking the pay cut when you should be? The Porsche and Piech families own a third of the Volkswagen Group. And basically employees are saying, well, hang on a minute, cost savings should be partly borne by you guys. But the Porsche and Piech family said, hell no, that's not happening. They said everything will stay as it is. Analysts said the proposed dividend would fall accordingly with earnings. He's saying, no, naturally our dividend profits will fall based on earnings of the company falling, and they are falling. So he's right on that. Volkswagen shares were down more than a third in the first 9 months of their financial year. That translates to a dividend of €6.75 euros, which is down versus €9 last year. A 30% payout is about in line with analysts' current consensus forecast, potentially reassuring investors about dividend prospects. Now, this all comes when it's been reported that Volkswagen workers will stage extended strikes. Volkswagen workers are gearing up for a second wave of walkouts across German plants on the 9th of December, when management and labour leaders will hold a fourth round of talks on how to slash costs at the automakers' brands. The IG Metal Union said workers will walk out for 4 hours at 9 different sites in warning strikes that will likely continue if they don't get what they want. That will mean double the production time lost as Volkswagen's German plants basically grind to a halt. Now, you might be thinking, oh, this is good for the Volkswagen Group. They will be able to save some money, be producing less cars, have less cars sitting gathering dust. There is some truth to that. But keep in mind that this is also contributing to the Volkswagen Group's inefficiency. The longer they have these factories, not producing vehicles and running well below capacity at less than 60% capacity, the more money they lose, regardless of strikes. Volkswagen demanded a 10% wage cut from workers, arguing they need to slash costs and boost profit to defend market share in the face of cheap competition from China and a drop in European car demand. Executives have said that the Volkswagen Group has at least 3 plants too many in Germany. So before they said it was too many, it's increased now to 3 too many. And we've learned now from analysts in Germany that actually factory utilization is far worse than we realize. I mean, we all thought it was 70 to 80%. It's now actually below 60%. This is literally crisis levels. IG Metal criticized Volkswagen Group CEO Oliver Blume, who told 20,000 workers at Volkswagen's main plant in Wolfsburg on December the 4th that plant closures and pay cuts are necessary because without them, the company just can't continue to operate. It'll start making huge losses and be unable to pay its sizable debts. I mean, if you've got $190 billion in debt repayments come whether you like it or not. The Volkswagen Group is also very concerned about its rivals, about competition primarily from Chinese manufacturers such as BYD, Zeekr, XPeng, many other brands. They say that those car brands are entering the market with unprecedented force and they can do little to stop this. IG Metal negotiator Thorsten Groger said, "It borders on mockery when Oliver Blume stands in front of the workforce and wishes them a Merry Christmas, while at the same time the Volkswagen board would prefer to put letters of termination under the Christmas tree for its employees."